Many farms are increasingly looking to diversify to help offset the lack of market predictability. In the case of fifth-generation sheep and beef farmers Blair and Anna Robinson, that's meant adding a range of outdoor activities for visitors to their farm beneath the Tararua Ranges in Horowhenua. On a drizzly day, our producer Janina Schwanecker took shelter in the revamped woolshed, where the couple told her about their history with the family farm. Let's step inside. Don't mind the rain on the tin roof.
It's beautiful in here. The woolshed was the original building on the property when my great-great-grandfather purchased it. So that was about 1906, and at the time it was the only woolshed within the local area. So lots of local farmers would drive their sheep up here to be shorn. In the 1980s it was converted for horse treks. My auntie used to run horse treks on the farm. Then once she moved off farm it was just used to store junk for 20 odd years, 30 odd years, and then in 2019 decided to do something with it and spent the winter renovating it, and we've reused as much as we can off farm. Advantage of being on a family farm, multi-generational, is there's always goodies in the storeroom. So the corrugated iron on the walls was actually off the original roof, and it was stored once it was re-roofed, so we've reused that.
The woolshed serves as a function space, as part of the Heights experience, which they run here on Anna's family farm. Just one of many hats the busy couple wear.
I am fifth generation on the farm. My I don't know how many greats, does that matter? Family moved to the farm in 1906, and so we're the fifth generation and our children are the sixth. The farm is currently run by my husband Blair and my brother Will.
Yeah, I'm Blair Robinson. I've been a stock agent for 23 years with, at the moment, independent with Stephen Harris Livestock. We live here on Tirihinga, run Tirihinga, but also lease my father's farm in Martin, which is a finishing farm up there. So, yeah, there's a fair bit going on, yeah. The Tirihinga farm's 998 hectares, or about 2,200 acres. It's breeding finishing, so it is now. So it's sheep and beef. We have 350 beef cows. 100 of them are share farm with another local farm, which is Lakeview. So they're all Herefords. We're all Angus. We're Angus Pure Tag. And the combination of the two is quite good because if the mobs get boxed up, they're red and now's a black. We also used to be a Perrindale stud. Where the stud ewes only 15 months ago was sold to another stud in Te Anau. The stud was not sold because of us not wanting to do it particularly. It's just that we run out of man hours to actually the time and effort that goes into it, and with finishing on our lambs now. So we are heading more towards a Romdale, but really need the Perrindale influence for moving around the hills. So we also have 70 velveting stags. So yeah, really sheep and beef and velvet. The bottom farm is flat, which is only 250 acres down where we are now at the woolshed. We then go up to 350 metres above sea level, which is starting to back into the ranges. We're right against the ranges, so we do get a lot of cloud cover.
Rain like today, fairly common.
This is a normal day, yeah. None of us have a suntan because it's always cloudy. And then up the top, there is actually a basin up the top there at 350 that is got another woolshed, but no power. It's just a covered yard really, and cattle yards. Then we go up to about 430 metres above sea level and then drop down into another basin that heads back towards the Ohau River. So between where we are now at the woolshed and the back corner of the farm is about 45 minutes on a buggy four-wheeler to get back to the inn.
They've diversified operations on farm. The Heights experience offering includes claybird shooting, axe throwing and archery.
So we knew that we had a beautiful location, and I kind of knew that I wanted to do something work-wise that enabled me to have the flexibility to help on farm, as well as I do all the admin for the farm, but also do physical farm work when required, step in like all good farmers' wives do. Also, we have 2 children, so I wanted something that gave me the flexibility to work around their schooling and sporting commitments. And we sort of threw back forward a few ideas, looked at the glamping thing, thought about setting up a farm walk, and then thought, well, let's do something really different and something that we enjoy. And Blair has always been a keen duck shooter, so we came up with the idea of the claybird shooting. We already had our original old woolshed on farm that had been renovated in the 80s, so we had the space that we knew we could use as a function centre. And then we thought, well, you can't just claybird shoot, so we threw in the archery and the axe throwing, and then opened in 2019.
The old woolshed is now filled with other treasures from the family's history on the property. An old newspaper referencing the farm's diverse offerings. A nice nod to Blair and Anna's own efforts today.
We unearthed in the attic of our house this photo, and it's all about farmer and butcher cooperation and paddock to plate, and so that is back in 1963, I think that says, and that's my great-grandfather, and then, a couple generations we're doing exactly the same thing, so yeah, it's obviously in the blood.
Yeah, nice little bookend and kind of how history comes around again.
And I'm really thankful that my grandfather actually got to come and see what we'd done with the shed before he passed away. So he passed away in 2020, and so we'd done all that in 2019. And he didn't say too much. I'm not really sure what he thought. Probably thought, these crazy kids, what are they up to? But yeah, I'm pleased that he got to see what we were doing with the space that, been such a big part of his life.
Being on the land itself, it involves long hours. It's a job that never really stops for most farmers, and running another business, working as a stock agent, getting around 2 properties. How do you do all the juggling?
Sometimes I question that myself. I feel like we spend a lot of our lives in vehicles travelling between farms and running from one state to the other. I guess, I don't know, we're just...
Well, pretty much I'd go farming every day, and I get called in, like, you have to take this on Thursday or Friday or whatever. It does tie up a lot of weekends, the Heights experience, but then it also does give you the interaction with the public, and you can actually, probably allows us to be prouder of the farm when farming stuff, because people ask about it and you go, oh yeah, it's actually quite cool.
We have restricted the Heights experience groups to mostly Fridays and Saturdays. We do the odd midweek corporate team building. We close on Sundays because we need some family time. We have a daughter at boarding school who only comes home on the weekends. So actually, to be fair, now that she's getting older, she doesn't really want to hang out with us when she comes home. But to start with, her weekends, she wanted to see mum and dad, and she'd be upset if we were working all weekend. And we also close through the winter because both kids play a lot of winter sport. And so, as any sporting parent knows, you spend a lot of time in the car driving to practices and matches. So.
Yeah, no. I've ridden motocross for about 30 odd years, and our son seems to quite enjoy it too, so there goes Sunday. You're kind of off doing that, but my view on the motocross is he's got years of being able to ride it. I don't push him, but I still ride a bit myself, but it does get you around the countryside too, and you probably get away from the farm because of that, and that's a good thing.
The farm's diverse operations help provide some stability in a challenging market environment, and speak to how the industry has changed in recent generations.
This place used to have a lot of staff. We'd love to have more staff, obviously. It would be quite nice just to be managing the people rather than actually being out there doing the digger work and all that on top of fencing and things as well. To have a business off the side that actually is, to be fair, it pays for the extras that we can do with our family, because there's pretty lean times with the farm. Don't get me wrong, I'm positive about where we're heading with farming. We can't control the weather. That's probably the thing that hinders the industry the most. No one's got grass, the land price crashes. When everyone's got grass, the works are like, oh, we're going to have to pay out. It's pretty simple logistics. It's just supply and demand. There's not everyone and not every farm can have the opportunity to kind of create the space that we have for Heights experience alongside. Obviously we do Heights Farms meat as well, which is in Woodies and out of Levin, and they're all finished in around 2 farms in Martin. And the reason for doing Heights Farms meat was actually not about, we don't make a lot of money out of it, it's really just meets the kind of industry price, but we wanted people to be able to eat better meat. Now, that was really the focus with it, was so that when you go into your butcher, it tastes good every time, because no point in us producing it if people don't actually get to taste really good meat.
What about for you, getting to see people connect, come into your old family woolshed and see the space?
Yeah, it's really special, and I think when you live somewhere you can just take stuff for granted. So with people coming through Heights Experience, you get to see the farm through their eyes, and that sort of makes you appreciate and realise, one, how lucky we are. There's not many generational family farms left around, but also the environment that we live in is beautiful. And sometimes when you live and work in it, all you see are the things that need fixing, the fences that are broken and bits and pieces that you haven't got to yet, and yet the public come in and see it and they're just blown away, and it makes you go, oh yeah, actually this is pretty cool. We're really lucky.
The couple are passionate about the industry and confident of the next generation entering the primary sector, including their own children.
When we first moved down, Blair and I, we're very conscious that we're the guardians of this land for like the next generation, and so we have been working with Horizons Regional Council over the years to plant up our waterways. But when we started the claybird shooting, it was really important to us that we be as sustainable as possible. So all our bullets are actually fibre wad, so that breaks down in the rain.
Not lead or anything like that?
Well, we do have lead shot because that can be
Counteract with lime.
yes, counteracted with lime,
okay,
which
yeah.
breaks it down. And then obviously clay's biodegradable because they're made of clay. Although we do send our children out to collect the unbroken ones.
Smart.
Yeah, that's a good little. Well, they tried to charge us $1 a clay, but that got a bit expensive.
Got out of control.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we've planted most of our waterways down the bottom with grants through the regional council, and then we recently set aside 70 acres of land which we've put into the carbon credits, but have planted with Douglas fir and not pines.
Yeah, Douglas fir is a 100-year tree, and we kind of went down the road that we wanted to put something in that is doing it for the long term. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't the opportunity that, you know, Anna's parents give us and my father's given us to be farming. Sometimes you wonder if it's an opportunity or a hindrance, but yeah, I think it's pretty hard for the generations to know how to probably move through and on. There's no real great formula of which we were all working out either, but there is ways to, you know, and we'd like to see more young people in farming, and I think that's the key, is getting more young people wanting to farm.
Blair and Anna Robinson speaking to Janina Schwanneker in their woolshed at Heights Farms below the Tararua Ranges just near Shannon.